It's that time of the year. With the calendar ticking off the days to the new year, a new, unfound sense of motivation takes hold, and you're determined that this is the year it's all going to change. You open your notebook and write down all the goals you wish to achieve that year, except you did this exactly the year before and the year before that. And if you're still watching this video, there's a high probability those goals never came to reality. Look, I know how bad it feels when you've wasted the entire year and you've done nothing to achieve your goals that you set for yourself at the start. And I was in the exact same situation a few years ago, and since then, I've learned quite a lot. So in this video, I wish to share all of them with you, and hopefully you can take away a thing or two. Let's get started. Look man, here's the truth straight up to you. The fact that you're using the new year as motivation to achieve your goals is the exact reason why you're never achieving any of them. And I'm sure you've all heard the usual waffle about other YouTubers talking about extrinsic, intrinsic motivation and all that, right? I'm not going to give you a summary, but they keep harping on about such stuff because of something called autoality, which means it's just a fancy term for the fact that you derive fulfillment or joy from doing a certain act or something that makes you feel at peace, focused, powerful, or concentrated. That means stuff like stress or burnout are a long way off because you like what you're doing. Like man, if I say I want to go to the gym so that a few females can look at my ripped body, obviously I'm not going to stick to the gym, am I? Because I'm relying on an external future reward to motivate me, and I'm not even sure how certain that future reward is going to be. So it's not really the best idea to draft your goals at the start of the new year, expecting yourself to be this entirely new person by the end of the year. When I had my first gym session, I felt like it was the best thing to happen to me in years. Just pushing the weight and exerting my body physically seemed to put me in a state of flow, of effortless concentration, and it became so easy to stick to a consistent gym routine that I have been following for close to 2 years at this point. On average, I at least got into 2 to 3 sessions a week. Before this, I tried many times to get fitter by jogging, playing badminton, swimming, and doing taekwondo, but none of that really vibed with me. The gym, however, did, and I got hooked on it. So you need to realize how important it is to find an activity that really motivates you from the inside. Alright, I'm sorry if I demotivated you from planning your New Year resolutions, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't plan your resolutions right now. In fact, short-term motivation is one of the best ways to get momentum going and also flip on the switch of discipline. So what we want to do now is have you find your intrinsic motivation or have you rely on extrinsic motivation as little as possible. Chances are you're watching this video a few days before the new year as I intended to upload, and there's a reason for this. We're going to start a few days in advance because it's really important. So take out your notebook right now and write down the goals that you usually do like every other year, right? Except we're going to change 2 things about the way you write down your goals. First, I want you to look at all the goals that you've written and ask yourself if this is what you really want to do and if this gives you a sense of joy or does it feel like a chore to do. So for example, if it gives you a sense of joy, peace and fulfillment, then it's probably a goal that's quite fitting for you. But if it feels like a chore and you feel like you need to grit your teeth through it, then it probably isn't for you. Like for example, if there's an external influence like that Asian kid with 7 international math Olympiad medals, then I'd probably want to emulate him and also study math for like 7 hours a day, but I realized I couldn't do that because I had other interests like physics was my main interest. So you need to ask yourself what is your main interest and you need to consider your own personal desires. People often love to have the reward but hate to go through the process behind it. So find a process that you love to do every single day because that's the key to sustainability on acting on your goals. Second, underneath each goal, you're going to write down the easiest possible action you can take to get started. The principle of what I like to call minimum viable action. A first step that is so easy to take that you can literally get started on it right now. For most students, let's say getting an A on the mathematics test is their goal. The first step they can do is to text their teacher requesting for the syllabus for the following year. That's it. It takes about 30 seconds. Then, what's the next simplest step we can take? We can do 1 question on day 1, 2 on day 2, and 3 on day 3, and we slowly build up over time. The reason we don't start big is because obviously you're going to burn yourselves out. You've tried it before, it didn't work, which is why you're here. So we start small, we standardize a routine that gets us towards our goals every single day, and then we optimize it. We increase the quantity over time because we need to build our tolerance to a certain change, right? And that takes time. So start small, build it up over time, and stay steady. By starting small and slowly building up your commitment to a goal, instead of burning out your motivation early, there's a much higher chance you actually achieve your goal. And the important point here is to not start on the new year, but today, right now. This helps you discard the belief that the new year is the only time for change. It might feel uncomfortable to start right now instead on such a nice day like the new year, but that's the entire point. Start small, do what you love, and do it now. That's the simple 3-step framework to achieving your goals. Go get 2024. Keep manifesting. This is your fellow student signing out. Recording a video in India is possibly one of the hardest stuff I've done in a long time. Take a look for it.